Hello, everyone. This is Ronnie Romero, and you are watching CMS TV.
Well, Ernie Hayes has checked in with us, and he has a special message for you.
Okay, is that Isaac's brother?
Yeah, exactly. He says, Chris, thanks for the effort that this generation could learn a lesson from you, man.
Dude, I'm laying in bed talking and telling dick jokes. There's not a lot of lessons to be learned in that. I'm just being less lazy than just watching TV.
So there you are. You're just an inspiration to us all.
Well, thank you, Ernie. Very, very much appreciated.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I took away from the Chris Rock special. And when I ran across that article that said that this lady was being harassed for laughing, I was just like, what, are you fucking kidding me?
I know, just ridiculous.
The thing about this whole woke culture, humor is a thing of the past.
Oh yeah, it's
You're
done.
You're not allowed to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
There's
not
nothing
at all
funny about anything. Don't you be laughing.
That's right. I just can't believe. You know what? I can believe that there's an element out there that wants to protect and safety zone and bubble wrap everything and everybody. What I can't believe is the other 99% of us that are just taking it and not fighting back.
Yeah,
there's so few people fighting back.
But what can you do about it? That's the whole question. What can you do about it?
You can literally call these people out and say, you're a fucking bag of shit, and I don't need to react to what you say because you're a cunt.
Well, they may do that, but here's the thing. The horrendous media in this country stokes the flames and more or less gives credence to the woke people, and it makes it look like they're the ones who are justified in the way that they conduct themselves.
See? I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I don't disagree with the premise that the media is stoking it. That part I 1,000% agree with. The part I don't agree, though, is that it's the media's fault. It's the people's fault because, and I'll use a prime example with this show and what we've tried to do for 3.5 years, 4 years. We have tried with everything we have to get people to come off of a big tech platform and go to any number of other big or small tech platforms to watch this fucking show so that we can give them an uncensored version, one that is not affected by the fucking big tech, one that's not censored by the big tech. And what did we get for it? We got a much smaller audience that the minute we went back on YouTube, all of those people came back and we're like, oh, I thought you ended the show. And there's no possible way, with as much as we talked about it on this show, that they could have thought that we ended the show. It was the laziness of the people to say, big tech is a fucking disaster. I'll go and support some other sort of tech.
Right.
And that is the problem that we have, is when there's other places to support things, people go with the lazy, easy fix. And in the bigger picture, the lazier, easier fix is to just say, well, I'm not going to make any waves. I'm not going to ruffle feathers. I'll just keep my fucking mouth shut when I'm told that I'm not allowed to say this, and I won't fight back. And that is the people being pussies, not the media.
Or complacent.
No, pussies. I'm going to say pussies.
All right.
The people are being pussies. They don't have enough balls to stand up for themselves and their belief systems and just call it the way it is for whatever reason.
Right.
That's just being a pussy.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough assessment.
So that's that.
All right. Well, since you've had time to, absorb some television or some movies or some shows? Have you stumbled across anything noteworthy this week?
I have been, as I told you earlier today, I have been really on this this kick of watching these interrogations again.
Okay.
You know, I'm you know, knife and chest deep into murder porn again, where I'm just watching everything murderous.
Sure.
But I love these investigations, and I just got to tell you about this one, and during the break I'll find the link and I'll put it on the locals page if anybody's interested in it. I watched what had to be the most horrific interrogation ever. It was this lady, and I use the term lady very loosely. Now, this lady was probably 6'5", probably 350 pounds, and not trans lady where it's really a guy pretending to be a lady. This was a woman. She was a hoarder. She lived out on a big old farm, right? This fucking lady I mean, looking at her, you couldn't tell she was a lady. They kept saying ma'am, and I was literally waiting for the woke lady to go, "It's ma'am," you know.
It wasn't Rachel Levine.
No, it wasn't. This was in theory, a true woman. But this lady, she just kept talking and kept talking, talked herself right into, murder. Not only murder, she worked out on this farm. And this guy, she took in transit guys to come and work on the farm from time to time.
Okay.
Well, apparently somebody came out to the farm and found a leg in her fucking pig trough or whatever. So they called the police, and she gets arrested for this guy that went missing, and they found his leg in the pig trough. So it turned out, and I'm cutting this way down, but
right.
They kept talking to her. She kept denying, but kept slowly eking out the information. It turned out this bitch was a serial killer that killed 17 people and fed them to her pigs.
Yeah, there was a story very similar to that about these farmers in Canada.
Yeah,
they did the identical thing. The guy would lure more or less hookers back to his farm.
Right.
And then when he was done with them, he'd kill them and feed them to the pigs.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a Canadian story, but identical.
Wow. I didn't know that feeding bodies to pigs was a thing.
Well, pigs will eat anything, and they'll do a good job cleaning up the mess.
Well, they did in this one. All they found was this guy's leg. All that was left was the one guy's leg, and then there was another guy they didn't find anything from.
Sure.
I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I think Norm hit it on the head. Dorothea Puente. I think that was her name.
Yeah. You might want to look up the pig farmers in Canada that did the same thing.
I will.
Yeah, it was the identical story.
Look, if there's video of the interrogation, I'll watch that all day long.
Oh yeah, there's video of the interrogation.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking to see if that no, that's not her. That's not her. This was a big old black lady. Am I allowed to say that? This was a big old African American bee.
Yeah. Robert Picton was the guy's name.
Okay.
Robert Picton.
I'll be looking that up too.
A Canadian serial killer and former pig farmer.
Wow. What is going on in this world?
Yeah. He is most prolific serial killer in Canadian history.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
The pig farmer killer.
The pig farmer killer.
Wow. Yep. So he also fed his victims to the pigs.
Who knew? Who knew that there was such a such a criminal thought with pigs?
Yeah. Well, they do, like I said, they do a good job cleaning up the mess. They'll eat slop, they'll eat guts and bones and everything.
Right? That it's insanity To me, but again, I'm not a murderer, so of course it seems insane that people would do this shit. But I don't know, dude. I'm just rattled by these videos anymore. I just can't believe so much of this shit is going on out there. It's just craziness.
Yeah, it's the world we live in.
Yep.
Well, I mean, from an individual standpoint, where people can do, as the attorney on My Cousin Vinny would say, such heinous crimes.
Hyenas.
But and when you think, in this day and age, of course, it's horrifying to find one individual who would do something like feed their victims to the pigs or whatever the case may be. But
right.
But if you go back, to like the World War II and the horrific things that happened then, it's not out of the question.
Yeah, not really. I guess it's just probably more public now because we have more ways to find out about it.
Right, of course.
So, yeah, it's quite the world we're living in. That's for sure.
But the atrocities of World War II with obviously Hitler and Stalin and the millions of people that were killed, in heinous fashion.
Right.
Serial killer feeding 17 people to pigs over a period of time. Not so much.
Yeah, big deal. It's just a few people, right?
Yeah. He didn't kill 6 million Jews, or you didn't kill 10 million of your own people and starved them to death. Nothing like that.
That lady's an amateur.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. So comparatively, it's a pretty horrific thing, but there's been a lot of awfulness in this world since its inception.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for God's sake, she's no Mao, for God's sake. She's no Stalin.
Exactly. Come on.
Yeah, she didn't do nothing that bad. She just killed a few people.
Yeah, she just was having a bad day.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you another one that I watched that was really fucking creepy, and I don't think it was the same people that we did a story on back then, but do you remember when we did the story about the straw man? The creature that people made believe that lives in the forest. And
the Slender Man.
Slender Man. What I say?
Slender Man. That happened just kind of north of Chicago, up in the Milwaukee area, I believe.
Right. Yeah. I watched another one, or it might be the same one. But I don't think it was. It was these two 12-year-old girls.
Yeah. They stabbed their friend in the
friend.
Woods. Yeah.
Is that the same story?
Yeah, the Slender Man told him to do that.
Yeah, I watched the interrogations of those two 12-year-olds. Man, they better never let that one 12-year-old girl out ever. She was fucked up. I mean, she had some really mature, cold killer thoughts.
Yeah.
For a 12-year-old. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, I think one of the girls got out and she's like in some kind of a supervised situation, and I don't think the other girl is ever going to get out.
Yeah, the other one is the one that was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The one, she turned 19 and she petitioned the court and got out, but she's in like a supervised environment. She lives with her mom and dad, and she has to wear a bracelet thing, and she's not allowed ever on the internet. I'm like, Jesus, how do you live life without being on the internet at all today?
Sure.
What do you do? Carpenter? I can't. Even that. I mean, you'd have to go online to order parts and stuff, wouldn't you?
Right. Well, that's what her parents are for.
I guess so.
Now we have to be your guardian the rest of your life.
Yeah, thanks for that.
God damn it. We told you not to be friends with that girl.
That's right.
Now look what happened.
No empty nesting for you, pal.
Right. So, wow. Well, a lot of interesting things out there. So it's funny how you get on a certain jag where you get sucked into a certain thing, and then you watch that for a week or two at a time, and then you get tired of that. Then you find something else that piques your interest, and you just sort of binge on that.
Well, YouTube is great. They always say that rabbit hole, and I definitely fall down the rabbit hole a lot with YouTube because it just keeps coming at you.
Right, of course.
You watch anything. It's like I watched one video, which we will talk about later, that I was watching the new Extreme video for their new song.
Okay.
And it's a really good song. But I was watching that, and before I knew it, I had watched, I don't know, 35 of their songs because they just kept playing.
Sure.
It just kept feeding me Extreme videos, and it wasn't sounding bad, and I was doing other things, so I just let it run, and boy did it run. It ran for like an hour and a half of listening to Extreme. So, YouTube will feed you whatever you're watching, and boy, their algorithm knows how to read your psyche. That's for sure.
Sure they do. It's just like, well, people who watch this or like this also like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
certainly is, and it definitely sucked me in.
So you must be one of those people.
I am. I'm definitely one of those people. I'm an S for stupid.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, that seems to have consumed your week aside from your normal day in, day out activity.
Yeah, I mean, I did do a couple of things on the site. For anybody that's checking out the CMSPN, I added what they call a sticky player for the radio stations on the bottom of the page, which looks really kind of cool. Actually, it's a nice little black bar, and you can now go from page to page without losing your station or whatever, on the website, which is nice. So if you're listening to us, you can surf around the CMSPN and keep listening to us along the way. And it's got all, I think we have 7 stations now. We have, because I also, in my spare time of doing nothing, I also relaunched the CMS Network Talk, which is just the CMSPN, all the shows of the CMSPN playing, so if people want to listen to that, that's all up there. And, I have been working. I just haven't been, my normal, dude. It's the weirdest goddamn thing. When I'm laying down, I'm fine, but when I sit in a chair, the muscles in my forearm and my tricep feel like they're ripping off the fucking bone. It just hurts. It's just easier to lay around.
Yeah, it's easier to lay around even if you aren't hurting.
Yeah, well, that is true too, I guess. I guess there's that, but I don't want this to become a habit because I fucking hate it, and I hate that I'm missing things. I missed the Kings of Thrash show with Ellefson. That sucks. I missed my mom's 75th birthday party this week because I just didn't think I could go. It just sucks now that I'm starting to miss. I'm probably going to miss Queensryche because that's in 2 weeks and it's in Pittsburgh, and I don't know that I can deal with the ride.
Yeah.
And then sitting in a chair for I don't think I could do 6 hours of sitting up. I just don't think I could do it. Now, with any luck, I'm going to go to the doctor on Tuesday and they're going to say, oh, this is worse than we thought. Here's a fucking cortisone shot or a nerve blocker or something and fix this fucking shit. But, for now, I'm just doing what the doctors are telling me, which is putting no pressure on it, lifting nothing, not doing anything. The exact diagnosis was don't do anything that causes pain. So that includes sitting. So I'm not, as little as I can, I'm not doing it. So, it's almost impossible to not sit up ever, but I'm pretty close.
Very good. All right. Well, I think we should take a little bit of a break. And since you brought up Extreme having a new single out, I have not heard it, so I haven't pulled up.
Cool.
And I wasn't even aware that they had new music, but apparently they do. They have a new single out called Rise.
Yeah, it's excellent.
And that's basically a command for Chris. Rise.
Yeah, I'm just
rise from your sick bed.
That's right. I'm just not honoring that commitment right now.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna play a few tunes, and we'll come back and we'll get to it. So let's check out this new Extreme song. It's called Rise, exclusively here
on your classic metal show.